As we spend more and more time online with social media a big part of our daily lives, we need to be fully aware of the risks. With the whole world as your potential audience, anybody can see what you're doing and even know your whereabouts. Online privacy has become a hot topic over the past months due to the Facebook data scandal, where information was illegally harvested by Cambridge Analytica, a political consulting firm that backed U.S. President Donald Trump's 2016 election campaign. According to a whistleblower, Cambridge Analytica gathered data from 50 million users, a figure that Facebook has now admitted could be as high as 87 million. Then developed a personality testing Facebook app called This Is Your Digital Life that mined their data to influence U.S. citizens' voting decisions. The National Privacy Commission has demanded the cooperation of Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg in an investigation on how the massive Facebook data breach has affected Filipino users. NPC said they were told by Facebook representatives that 558 Filipino Facebook users installed the personality test app This Is Your Digital Life. Those who accessed the app did not only put their personal data in jeopardy, but also the data of all their Facebook friends. Because of this, 1.2 million more Filipinos were indirectly affected by the data scandal, making the Philippines the second most affected country in terms of total number of data subjects. This is certainly a huge concern for the 67 million Facebook accounts in the Philippines. Facebook has published a tool that will tell you whether you were one of the 87 million users affected by the breach. Log into your Facebook account, then visit this page to check your status.
I think the issue with Facebook, or at least the key takeaway that we can learn, no one is 100% safe online. But at the same time, our data is not 100% secure as well. We have to recognize that, in the internet or online, everything is up for grabs. In terms of the cybersecurity landscape or the threat landscape, we still see a lot of the traditional threats. So, meron dyan yung malware or phishing. And by the name itself, phishing is like, they phish or nabibingwit ng information from the users, typically usernames and passwords of online accounts. A current trend that we're seeing right now is a type of malware called ransomware. So the ransomware, what it does is that once it runs into the system, it will encrypt your files. When we say encrypt, so it'll-lock out yung files, hindi mo siya ma-access. And then it will paste a ransom note into your desktops and say na parang tipong your files are encrypted. If you want to get back their access, you have to pay a certain amount. Another thing that we're seeing also is what we call cryptocurrency miners or cryptocurrency mining malware. So cryptocurrency miners in itself is not bad. So it will use your CPU resources to compute programs in order for you to mine bitcoins or digital currency. The thing is, some cyber criminals, they use that or they install these cryptocurrency miners without the user's consent or knowledge, such that sila yung kumikita, but the resources, the computing power, sometimes even the device's power, is at the expense of the users.
As the country's economy grows, so does connectivity, and with it, an increasing number of cyber attacks and infections. Victor Lorenzo of the National Bureau of Investigation's Digital Forensics Laboratory tells us about the most common cyber crimes in the Philippines.
Mga scams online, katulad ng Ponzi scheme, yung pyramiding scheme, tapos meron na tayong travel agency scheme. Of course, yung mga investment scam. Yan ang mga usual scams natin. Meron din tayong mga cyber libel, madami din yan, ma'am. Meron din tayong mga sextortion na ang affected yung mga kabataan. Yung mga cyber vandals, as we call them, yung mga nagde-deface ng mga websites. Usually, ma'am, yan are script kiddies, yung mga baguhan ng mga hackers who would want to make a name for themselves.
That may have been the case in 2000 with 24-year-old Onel de Guzman, who created the I Love You virus as part of his undergraduate thesis, which reportedly hit 45 million Windows PCs worldwide. Despite being traced via an alias he left in the virus, de Guzman was never charged with a crime. At the time he released the malware, the Philippines had no laws criminalizing malicious use of computers. Now, we have legislation such as the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012 signed into law by President Aquino. Here's a list of other Philippine laws, policies, and standards relating to cyber or information security. There are also groups such as the Philippine National Police Anti-Cybercrime Group and the NBI Cybercrime Division, which has evolved into the Digital Forensics Laboratory.
So, ma'am, this is our digital forensic lab. This is where we work. We do enhancement of videos here. We do enhancement of photos. This one is our software that will deal with enhancement. For example, ma'am, as you can see in this still image, hindi masyado clear yung facial features or yung mukha ng subject. So we need to enhance it as much as possible so we could recognize kung sino yung person of interest or yung suspects.
Okay. Ano yung mga evidence na pumapasok dito? Ano yung mga tinitignan nyo?
Basically, ma'am, we explore and we investigate sa digital files. Hard disks, hard drives, mobile phones, yung CCTV images. That's how we investigate. Yun ang crime scene namin, ma'am. Nag-i-investigate yung technician namin on a hard drive. Tinitingnan niya yung mga relevant evidence contained in a hard drive. He's trying to recover yung mga deleted files or any files that would support or that could be used as an evidence to support yung case being investigated by the NBI or yung coming from the public.
Interesting. And normally, ganong katagal yun? Ano yung proseso nun? It's just him working on that. So,
yes, ma'am. Medyo madaming factors to be considered, ma'am, yan. The amount na data contained in the hard disk or contained in a mobile phone. So, hindi namin ma-predict, ma'am. Hindi rin namin ma-predict kung kailan matatapos. Hindi rin namin ma-predict kung kailan kami uuwi.
But you work closely with the PNP also, no?
Very close ang relationship namin, anti-cybercrime group ng PNP, ma'am. And we are very proud of that relationship. We train together. Sometimes we exchange information about the activities of cyber criminals.
For online threats and online libel, Lorenzo says evidence gathering tends to be difficult without help from telecommunications companies and internet service providers. No doubt, there are many challenges and much improvement is needed.
Nagmamature tayo in addressing cybercrime. Of course, there are really challenges. Kasi it should involve interagency cooperation with private and government and international cooperation with our partners sa international community ng law enforcement. For example, ma'am, we usually seek the assistance of the FBI kasi you could actually commit a cybercrime operation even off-site or outside the Philippines. I can say it's maturing because of the international cooperation. Natututo tayo sa kanila, natututo din sila sa atin.
To help prevent cybercrimes and protect our data, our identities, we need to be more responsible and careful about what we post on social media and the data we provide, which may leave us open to an invasion of our personal freedom. Next on DigiPinoy, some tips for online safety.
Your tweet with a location. So this automatically tags kung saan ka nag-tweet. So I prefer this off as well because basically yun nga, so parang hindi mo naman kailangan na every time nag-tweet ka, alam ng tao yung location nila.